What's good? Welcome to the Post Talk Podcast presented by Mallyway. It's your boy Malik. Thanks for tuning in. So let's do some post-game reaction. This game was ridiculous, man. The Milwaukee Bucks versus the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, NBA Finals Game 5. This game was crazy, man. It's expected, man. Game 5 in a 2-2 tied series. Game 5 is a swing game. That's what everybody says. Whoever wins Game 5 is obviously a lot more likely to win the series. This game meant the world to both teams. First thing I gotta say is shout out to Devin Booker, man. This guy, I always knew this guy was a scorer, but he's impressing me in these finals, man. This guy's putting in work. He dropped another 40-point game. 17 for 33. So on pretty good efficiency. And he was a plus 12. He's obviously, paying attention to the defensive assignment too. So I can't hate on Devin Booker, man. I can't hate on Devin Booker. Chris Paul had a bounce back game. Obviously, Game 4 wasn't one of his best. With a couple, I think in Game 4 he had 5 turnovers. So he definitely came back with 21 points, 11 assists, 9 for 15 shooting. So Chris Paul put in work as well. But, man, tonight was about the Milwaukee Bucks. Tonight was about Jrue Holiday. I mean, these guys, man, I've been talking about these guys all year, man. Whenever I'm in a circle talking ball, people are out here disrespecting the Bucks. People are disrespecting Giannis, questioning whether or not he could be, the leading player on a championship team. People are questioning Chris Middleton, talking about he can't be the second best player on a championship team. This is why, man, I gotta school these people sometimes. When I'm in a circle talking ball, I'm like, you can't reiterate what the media says, man. The mainstream media, these guys, they're paid to talk about the stars. They're paid to talk about, the people that they deem people want to see on TV. So guys like Chris Middleton, guys like Jrue Holiday, they don't get the shine, man. They don't get the shine. But tonight, Game 5, they made sure everybody knew who they were. Because Jrue Holiday came out super aggressive. They've been talking about it with Giannis, since the beginning of the series. Jrue Holiday said he was gonna, have a more aggressive mentality throughout the playoff, and that's exactly what I expected, man. I told everybody from the start of the series, I said, the Phoenix Suns, to me, they play with a higher basketball IQ, or at least up to that point, that's what everybody knew. So if they, I always thought that if Phoenix wins the series, it's probably because Milwaukee didn't do the right adjustment. But if Milwaukee were to, match them and, in terms of basketball IQ, play design, running their sets, I always thought Milwaukee had the bigger, more physical, more talented team. And, that's what's showing right now. Shout outs to the coach, obviously, Mike Budenholzer. He's a guy who's always been, criticized for not making in-game adjustments. He made a lot of adjustments, man. I like the way he's initiating the offense through Jrue Holiday. He's initiating the offense through Chris Middleton now. Giannis is coming up the screen, setting the screen, actually. And then it's allowing Jrue Holiday to, drive to the basket. Usually Jrue Holiday will post a smaller player because he's pretty strong. Jrue Holiday is, 6'3", I believe. He's pretty strong, so he'll be able to post Chris Paul. He'll be able to post Mikal Bridges, or if Chris Middleton runs the pick and roll option or the pick and pop option with Giannis, then it's either an easy jump shot for Chris Middleton or he swings it to Giannis and Giannis drives to the basket. Simple plays like that, simple adjustments like that. I feel like Mike Budenholzer did his job. The Bucks are putting in effort on the board. They're dominating on the glass. And the Bucks also have they have the option to play a big small ball option, right? So basically they can take Brook Lopez off the court, and you basically got Giannis running, I guess, the 5, and then you can have Chris Middleton at the 4, PJ Tucker at the 3, and then you'll have Jrue Holiday and Bobby Portis or Pat Connaughton. Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton are 2 X factors for the Bucks because Pat Connaughton, this guy, he right now he has the most three pointers made in the series basically, and that was unexpected because he's coming off the bench, but the fact that he has the most 3-pointers made, Giannis trusts him. Everybody trusts Connaughton in the corner. And he's making big shots, man. He's making big shots. So shout out to Pat Connaughton, and then Bobby Portis. This guy's this guy's a fan favorite, man. You know, every time I think of Bobby Portis, I remember the Chicago days. You know, he got suspended for punching that Mirotic guy. So I can't get that image out my face, but or out my mind. But you know, Portis is a big addition. That was a huge addition to the Bucks. You know, he comes off the bench as the backup, you know, 4 or 5, and he puts in work, man. Like he's able to move with you know, with Devin Booker defensively, and obviously he'll knock down the occasional three. He's active on the glass. So shout out to Bobby Portis, man. You know, this is a true team win. You know, Giannis obviously, you know, super consistent, you know, with 32 points, you know, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Giannis is putting in work as usual. He looked a little tired this game. You know, there's times, you know, where he was kind of like just jogging, walking up and down the court, which is another positive for Drew Holiday, because Drew Holiday, man, this guy's been impressive. I don't know if I read up his stat, but 27 point for Drew Holiday, 13 assists, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. That's the key stat right there. 3 big steals, man. Especially at the end, he's just stripped Devin Booker when the Phoenix Suns was making that last push. You know, obviously, and then you know he had that beautiful alley to Giannis. Giannis just, you know, had a thunder dunk with under a minute to go. And, you know, the whole house had to go quiet, man. LeBron was sitting there courtside, you know, cheering for Chris Paul. And, yeah, man, this game was crazy, man. But, yeah, the series has been exciting overall, man. I'm pretty impressed with what I'm seeing, man. These two teams really won it. So this shit has been nice. You know, it's been nice to watch. I'm sure a lot of people have been, you know, sitting at home, you know, trying to dissect the series. But it's a head scratcher, man. It was 2-2. The Bucks just won, made it 3-2. Now they're heading back to Milwaukee. I mean, you know, anything could happen, especially the way, you know, Booker and you know, CP3 are playing. But you know, I do expect the Bucks to close it out in 6. You know, I feel like the Bucks, you know, figured them out. You know, in terms of scheme, they figured them out in terms of, you know, physicality. You know, the Bucks have been through that, you know, that grind and pain, and you know, they've been together longer. You know, they've been humiliated basically. Sometimes you got to go through that, man. You know, a lot of championship teams, you know, aka, you know, the Mavs, the 2011 Mavs, the 2019 Raptors. You know, a lot of these, you know, teams that have been developed internally, you know, with coaching and development, internal development, farm system development. These teams, man, you got to go through, you know, you got to go through some pain before you actually, you know, reap the benefits of your work, man. I'm a strong believer in that. Obviously, you don't get to see that, you know, that often because of the whole Big Three era. You know, guys trying to team up to prove a point. But you know, this is why I like the Bucks, man. And, you know, I could relate to the Bucks a lot more, man. Sometimes you just gotta go through the grind, you know, with the squad that you started with. Obviously, these guys, you know, they're not, name brand except for Giannis, but they're all putting in work. You know, they're a legitimate Big Three. You know, and that's how a real team is supposed to be built, man. Sometimes, you know, you gotta put guys together that fit organically, right? Like Giannis, you know, he's the perfect, you know, consistent superstar. Middleton, you know, he'll show up at home. Sometimes he doesn't show up on the road, but he proved to be, you know, one of the best closers in the league. And Drew Holiday is the perfect glue guy, man. He does everything. Like he picks up CP3, you know, 90 feet, pretty much, you know, full court press, and he's proving to have, you know, the best conditioning out of the three, basically, because he's playing elite defense on both Booker and CP3, and at the same time he's out here hooping. Like obviously he's not scoring 27 points every game, but like, you know, the fact that he was a plus 14 in terms of plus minus, that's impressive. And you know, this game was impressive overall, man. You know, there's some crazy stats about this game, like you know, the Bucks pretty much were down, you know, 16 points after the first quarter. You know, they're the first team since the '08 Lakers to basically, you know, win a finals game after being down that much in the first quarter, basically. So that's huge, man. I think the Lakers did that, or sorry, it was the Celtics actually that did that against the Lakers in 2008. The Celtics were down, you know, 26 points in one of these games to the Lakers, and they ended up winning that game in the finals. So it's ridiculous, man. And then Giannis and Chris Middleton, These guys, they pretty much, I saw a stat where, they're pretty much at 500 points and 100 assists throughout the whole playoff, basically, which is another, feat that's been accomplished by only, some of the greats. The last duo to do that was LeBron and D Wade, back in their Miami Heat days. Impressive run, man, impressive run. The finals are dope. The Phoenix Suns are putting in work. They're admirable adversaries, basically. I can't even hate on the Phoenix Suns. I'd like to see, Chris Paul win a championship, but, I'm not sure if that's going to be his year. Anything can happen. They can go to Milwaukee and then shock the world. But I think Milwaukee has this. Giannis, he's probably, he's definitely he should be getting the, the recognition he's deserving. 2 times MVP. And he's definitely, his resume speaks for itself, man. He's already, should be considered, as one of the top, one of the greatest players that to ever play this game. But obviously that's subjective. People have to make their judgment on that. But this game, this series, speaks for itself, man. Speaks for itself. But yeah, man, let's wrap this up, man. I'm hoping to see, an epic game in Game 6. Obviously, Milwaukee's going to be crazy. If they're able to close this out, it's going to be their first championship since 1971. Obviously, obviously we had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back then, Oscar Robinson. That it was pretty much their only championship. So Milwaukee, is hungry for it. Phoenix has, never won a championship. But, both teams, basically, the players on both current teams, none of these players have ever won a ring. So that's going to be an exciting thing, too. So let's see what happens, man. But yeah, let's wrap this up, man. So make sure to check out the podcast, obviously. You can hit me up on Spotify, iTunes, leave a comment if you want to keep the discussion going. But until next time, peace.